Hey guys, I hope you're well. In this video, I will be discussing my predictions for what will happen in 2018. In my last post, you guys gave me your predictions for 2018 and I appreciate you guys taking the time out to comment on my post. I've looked at your comments and I've chosen the prediction that I think will happen next year. Thank you so much for your response, and here is 10 UFC predictions for 2018. Number 10. I believe in 2018, we will see the return of Anthony Rumble Johnson as a heavyweight, where he will immediately become a serious contender with a few wins. As you guys know, Anthony Johnson last faced Daniel Cormier at UFC 210, where he lost the fight by a rear naked choke in the second round, and he immediately announced his retirement from the sport. Just a couple of months back, it was reported that he had a meeting with the UFC and discussed the possibility of coming back as a heavyweight. I do believe we'll see Anthony Johnson back inside the octagon, as he's only 33 years old and has so much talent to be retired. I believe his power will be fully utilized in the heavyweight division, where we will see his signature knockouts. I believe he will be back in the summertime, where he'll win 1 or 2 fights in the division and become a serious threat in the weight class. Number 9. I believe in 2018, Rose Namajunas will dominate Joanna Jędrzejczyk again, proving that she's the best strawweight in the world. As you guys know, Rose Namajunas shocked the world when she finished then undefeated champion Joanna Jędrzejczyk by TKO in the first round to become the new UFC strawweight champion of the world. The UFC president Dana White said after the fight that an immediate rematch will take place next year. However, rumours are surfacing that Rose Namajunas' first title defense will be against Tecia Torres, who last defeated Michelle Waterson by unanimous decision at UFC 218. With that being said, I believe Rose Namajunas will face Joanna Jędrzejczyk again later in the year and will remain the champion in 2018. Number 8. I believe that the blessed era will stay alive in 2018, as Max Holloway has looked so dominant. Max Holloway has just been on a tear, where this year he has been able to pick up 2 TKO finishes over the former featherweight king Jose Aldo. He is currently on a 12-fight winning streak, where he just looks unstoppable right now. I believe he'll get past Frankie Edgar and Brian Ortega and will hold on to the title. Max Holloway looks better and better each time he steps inside the octagon, where I believe his reign as the UFC featherweight champion will continue in 2018. Number 7. I believe that Darren Till will earn his title shot by the end of the year and will become the new UFC welterweight champion of the world. Darren Till earned himself a UFC ranking spot when he dominantly defeated Donald Cerrone by TKO in the first round, which has put the welterweight division on notice. I believe that Darren Till's fighting style will be too much for the welterweights to handle, where I believe he'll earn his title shot with 2 or 3 more wins in 2018. Number 6. I believe that Valentina Shevchenko will become the UFC Women's Flyweight Champion by the end of 2018. Whilst fighting in the Women's Bantamweight division, Valentina Shevchenko was able to dominate some of the best fighters in the division, such as Holly Holm and Juliana Pena, but failed to win the title. I believe her high-level Muay Thai skills will be too much for the flyweights to handle, where I can easily see her winning UFC gold at the end of 2018. Number 5. I believe the former UFC middleweight champion Anderson Silva will retire in 2018. Anderson Silva was most recently flagged by USADA for a potential doping violation and was removed from his fight with Kelvin Gastelum. At the age of 42, Anderson Silva doesn't seem like the same fighter he used to be and has massively declined over the years. It is very difficult to see him hang with the top 10 middleweights in the world, where I believe it will be best for him to retire with the win. With Anderson Silva edging a win over Derek Brunson at UFC 208 earlier in the year, I believe he'll walk away from the sport in late 2018. Number 4. I believe in 2018, Jon Jones will get a light suspension from his failed drug test at UFC 214. Originally, Jon Jones defeated Daniel Cormier by knockout in the 3rd round, temporarily winning back his UFC light heavyweight title, but later he would test positive for turinabol, where he was stripped of his UFC light heavyweight title and was suspended. I believe he has a court hearing in February, where I believe he'll get away with it again. If you guys saw what happened with his hit and run accident, he should have really gone to jail, but he got away with it. Same with his UFC 200 positive test, where he was suspended for a year, I believe. He basically got away with it twice, which is not right. I believe the same will happen in 2018, where he'll receive a shorter sentence. Number 3. I believe by the end of 2018, Daniel Cormier will walk away from mixed martial arts and will become a full-time UFC commentator. Daniel Cormier is the current UFC light heavyweight champion, who has said many times in interviews that he will not fight past the age of 40. He is currently 38 years old, and if he is able to remain the champion throughout this year, I believe he will walk away from the sport whilst on top. As you guys know, he is doing more and more commentary roles on different UFC cards, where it almost seems that they want him there full-time. Daniel Cormier is not getting any younger, where I believe we will see him retire by the end of the year. Number 2. I believe by the end of 2018, Cain Velasquez will be the reigning UFC heavyweight champion of the world. Cain Velasquez last fought at UFC 200, where he finished Travis Browne by TKO in the first round at UFC 200. He hasn't fought in 2017, where he has been recovering from a back injury. According to his teammate Daniel Cormier, he will definitely be back in action in 2018. I believe Cain Velasquez's fighting style of just mauling his opponents might be too much for his opponents to handle. I believe Cain Velasquez comes back in 2018, where he either gets an immediate title shot or fights a top 5 fighter to earn himself a title shot. Number 1. I believe in 2018 we'll see Conor McGregor face George St. Pierre in a super fight in Canada. Conor McGregor has been absent from the UFC this year, where he was focused on his boxing match with Floyd Mayweather. GSP made his long-awaited return this year against Michael Bisping at UFC 217, where he was able to win the UFC middleweight title. As of right now, Tony Ferguson is next in line for a title shot at Conor McGregor. I believe Conor McGregor is only looking for big money fights, where he may choose to defend his title against GSP in 2018. This fight has the potential to be the biggest fight in UFC history, and hopefully we can see it happen in 2018.